Hey Duff, you once again a Miss Me reaction for you. We've got back to school. Wait, what do you mean by back to school though? No, this is one of those episodes where Mr. Bean, I don't know, go back to school. Oh, TMI, right? Why did I thought it was sugar cubes for a sec? You know, the tea bags. Does anybody use sugar cubes in their teas these days? But also, this isn't one of those episodes where, you know, Mr. Bean goes on a normal day out, and then in the end they're like, we haven't got a teacher, we need you to be our teacher for the day. Let's see then. I got a tutorial on how to make tea. Please watch Mr. Bean immediately. I love that. Also, I do it. Why is the water all blue? But also, I do love that he's making two teas, one for him and one for Teddy. But the cup ain't little. It's just big, by the way. And it all dissolves in the end. Boom. Dang, it was really that easy. Normal, am I right? Dang, milk, tuna, and a lot of tomatoes, by the way. Gee. Yep, it's time to get the milk, but you never come back. It reminds me of the Gumball episode where, Dad, get the milk! But he never came back 33 years later. But I'm pretty sure it will be like that. He'll probably be stuck in school for like 33 years. You don't know what was going on. Oh, goodness. I mean, if you put like one simple, you know, boop, drop on the, you know, tea, it will work. Have you seen those videos on YouTube or TikTok where, you know, one sprinkle drop of milk and it all works right there? AI. Please do not watch AI. It's so bad for you. Luckily, this show ain't AI. Oh, so you're not taking Teddy with you then? Alright then. Also, what's going on next door? There's no grass or anything. Wait, what? Hold on a second. There's a school right there. Right? We always see that grocery store. And I never knew there was a school right next to it, you know? Oh, yes. It's always next to things that are part of the episode. You know, for example, in that one episode... Oh, yeah, the cash machine. He wanted to go into the shop to get some cake, but there was an ATM machine across it. I'm pretty sure now we're outside that episode, it probably won't be there no more. The city will get muddled up, am I right? But what kind of a school has a school there? And has a grocery store right next to it, you know? What's that line? Who has parking lines like that, you know? Oh, goodness. You're about to get a ticket, Mr. Bean. And he dealt with that before. Morning! Mind if I stop my feet for 1 second because I need to check, I don't know, the floor? Is after all that driving, and she's like, okay, I guess he's not going to park here. Look, she's taking notes over there. But I'm pretty sure police officers won't do that today then. Look. Look. No! If he's quitting, then you should join the job, Mr. Bean. He quit, and I wonder why. There are teachers out there where it's like, oh yes, this student is mean to the other teacher, and he decides to leave because of it. Or there might be some, you know, chaos in there, like he's stressing out. Some teachers do get stressed out by the end of the day. But also, do you love how cars are parked outside the school, am I right? Does anybody have that in their schools? Obviously, I don't go to school no more. But dang, you tell me it was that easy? You mean if I was a teacher, I'd be like, I quit, and it actually works right there? Please don't tell me he's going to be parking in there and then the head teacher comes out and be like, if you park here, you're going to get a job here. It would be so funny if that actually happened, you know? But, yeah, like I said, it would be that easy if he just left right there. Like a teacher's like, okay, I quit. And he just starts leaving and then he'll never come back. What will happen if a teacher do get that, you know? Will the governor, like, get complained? You'll have to get paid. And I'm pretty sure he would get paid, am I right? But man, I love how Mr. Bean's the only colourful car out of the car park. Right, cool. But the other cars don't have any number plates. Yeah, no cameras. I would not be surprised if there's no teacher looking out for that, you know? But I guess he got to the grocery store alright then. Oh, I thought I said no touching. And he still got the milk. That took like 5 seconds to get that milk paid. Wait, how did you pay, Mr. Bean? Hold up. One thing. How did he pay? But also, I love how the Coca-Cola is on the windowsill, am I right? But, yeah, pretty much. Great, that's it. Could you imagine the episode just ended right there? Dun, 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 dun. That would have been crazy. And look, here comes the teacher. He's probably wondering, where did that dude go? But also, this school is old. 1905? Wow. You must be my new teacher. Imagine me like that right there. Dang, he's just dragging him along right there. I really wish that if you just park outside of school, they'd probably be like, oh, are you here for a new job? Right, since you're parked outside of school, you're gonna get a job here. What's next? Yeah, I haven't got any money. So that means you're gonna be a teacher for free. And also, yeah, isn't the governor supposed to know about it first, before? Like, I'm pretty sure if we just drag a random person, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't know. They're probably, if this guy's about to get fired, oh no, they'll both get fired by the end of the episode. But the subtitle said teacher. So it's just a random teacher, and when he drags him inside, the actual head teacher can be like, oh, hello there, you parked outside of school. Now you're officially a teacher. Sorry. Dang. I'll shove you in as soon as the bell happens, am I right? But damn, look at all these stairs. And also, did you see those pictures along the stairs? They were just basically like some trophy, basically gold. And I think some teachers won their Teacher of the Year award. I mean, do some schools like have Teacher of the Year awards or maybe like prizes? It would have been cool. Imagine that right there. But yeah, because that's what Gumball had. Yeah, you do the explaining. Man up! Damn, what a meanie guy. You just locked him in right there. No, oh, there's kids in there. Oh my goodness, there are kids. Oh, look at the one student who's got hair covering his eyes. It's the one with the blue hair. But there are kids who do that today. It's mainly mainstream school kids, but it looks like a science lab. Oh, it is a science lab. What the hell? And he's like, yeah, I had enough of my job. I'm going to shove you in. And then no introduction. I'm pretty sure you need to do training before you become a teacher. Mr. Bean has not trained at all. I'm pretty sure this guy wouldn't know anything about science, am I right? But dang, where are all the equipment? Oh my goodness me! This teacher is sus. Get out! Look, this guy, Wow. Ew! Look at that war on the floor, though! Wow. Also, he had the key in his hands! Awkward. But this guy just took the key away. I'm pretty sure a teacher has to keep the key. Because there's no way a head teacher's got the key, lock you in, and I'll never come back out. What was this break time? They'll have to call the fire brigade and just smash that door open. That does happen in schools, But dang. Alright, let's see how he does then. I'm a student. But dang, who be having powder?
Morning. My name's Bean. Mr. Bean.
What kind of a name is Bean? They'll be like that, Yeah, what a rubbish mate. But also, I wonder yeah. You see what I'm talking about? They're throwing things at that teacher, but where did they get it from? There are people in schools that just leave, things from years ago it's even between the hole in the desk or underneath it. Now that's disgusting, you know what I mean? You should say your name properly. What kind of a person will say their name wrong, That. Oh, nice heart, by the way.
Sorry, sir.
Sorry. Look. What a prank right there. It's basically an April Fool's prank right there, because basically if I put a towel on myself and I didn't even realize it's blue. Well, you do realize it's blue, but when I wipe it on myself, for example, it's blue. You will notice straight away that your skin is blue because you can kind of see your nose. And what more could it be then? How would you feel about that, Don't be acting them for 1 second in April's Fool's pranks. I was saying, Bean. But, mirror? Oh, there is a mirror in there. Yeah, I wonder how, Mr. Bean, I wonder how. Little who?
What is it, sir?
No. Wait, what? How did that happen, by the way? I see. I just rubbed myself back to normal, though. But what kind of a science lab just only has one tap? I swear, science lab has multiples, right?
Yeah.
Jeez. Oh my goodness, acting sassy and all that. Oh! Oh my goodness, as soon as I saw that, the first thing that came in my head, have you ever seen this game where, you spin the wheel, you land on a treat, and it's either, let's say for example, apple and snot, but the other one's cola or poop, and what was the other ones? I think it was banana and I forgot what the other one was. It was banana and garlic, that's what it was. If you know what I'm talking about, yeah, search it up and play that game. It is horrifying. I got it from somewhere in the world. I bought it online on a dating app. Are you actually? What kind of kids have they got in their pockets? There are kids out there who just bring like threatening things to school, throw people at teachers, and then they got a stink bomb right there. Even the girl's like, oh, I probably like this guy, but why does he have a stink bomb from skunks? They came out from the bottoms right there. Where did you buy it? How did you buy it? How did your parents allow you that to happen, dude? Come on. Oh, I thought he was gonna throw it at him. Oh goodness, this is what kids do regularly. Like, even the kids are suffering, but... Hold your breath as long as you can, by the way, but... The doors should be unlocked. If they're locked, I'm gonna complain. And the door is basically locked. Dad, these people at this school are kinda... rude. Suspicious. Not like words, but... I don't know. Wow. Like how you say... The teacher has everything in their desk. It kind of reminds me of the It's Pony reaction giving chair. At least the window's open and you're like, we are safe, we're gonna hold our breaths. We did it just for this guy, but not all about us. We like each other, but we don't like teachers. I just need to know, did you get all this from between the desk or in your bags? Because how are your parents allowing you to buy that, by the way? But it kind of reminds me of the way Mr. Bean got the mask out of the desk. It kind of reminds me of the Giving Chair episode of Pony, where in the Giving Chair, he got everything out, but it wasn't actually a Giving Chair, and he was like, nah, it's just some people that dropped in, it's just some junk people dropped in there. But I'm pretty sure that's what the old teachers are like these days. How many teachers they have every now and often? Like a day, every hour, every second? No, did you just lock the window? That's a bad idea. Everybody will be suffering by now. Yeah, you see this kid right now? This kid is suffering and I don't care. After what you've been treating me, I'm just gonna be like, I'm wearing a mask and you lot ain't, and I don't really care if you pass out. Am I right? But I really hope you didn't lock every window though. But this was the kid's fault though. Imagine if Mr. Bean did that. Oh, a teacher will get fired at this rate. No, it was a competition then. The only way to open that window, by the way. That feels so good. As soon as that all comes out, it'll even turn rock and hard and people can cut it. Has anybody like seen like stinkiness and then you can actually cut through it and it's like rotten hard and it's like in the air for ages when it starts to get all stale? But yeah, good air. But I'm pretty sure the kid's like, you win just because I want air, am I right? No, we're all coughing at the same time. That's funny. Oh my god. Also, what's that door down there? You might as well live here with me, because if you want to breathe like that, then come and live with me. But there's air everywhere, so... Learning time? This is basically nothing but fools. Jokes around. Is it April's Fool's Day? Nice one right there. Kids do have the coolest aims, though. Oh my goodness. They're all encouraging it, though. But also, you see that kid with that hair? The brown hair with the lines? It kind of reminds me of the boy those two boys that we see at the park. I hope that's not them, am I right? Because he's wearing a uniform. He normally wears a grey tracksuit. And what's the other kid look like? Oh, it's better not be the one at the left, am I right? Oh, jeez, he learns here. But dang, not even my school had that, you know? No, I wonder what's in that room. We get to find out. Wait, yes. Oh, is this the teacher's lab? They do have that in science rooms. So there's a little door. Why did I not think of that? Every science lab has a one-off door. The students are wondering what's in there. You get all the science equipment out of there. But although the science lab I do remember is that every cupboard you have all the science equipment. I think there's some certain equipment in there that students are not allowed to touch, but some only for teachers to touch, am I right? It could be like that. But you're officially in there, Mr. Bean. Good luck. Good luck on getting out, am I right? No, wait, hold up! Wait, did one of this just like fell over? I swear I saw that, because how did I get all that strength? Okay, mind if I lift this chair? Okay, viewers, one contest. I'm gonna lift this chair and be like Hulk. Ready? I am Hulk! Oh, didn't bring a drink with me, so that's so unfair. Moving on. Moving on. What to find in here, am I right? Kinda sus. Or would be less interesting though. Would it? Yeah! How did they manage to knock one of those guests over and I'm just gonna basically throw paper balls at each other? But luckily, they're not throwing at Mr. Bean because... Ooh, would you tell him off or not? Because sometimes teachers will be like that. You see in shows where they throw paper balls at each other, but in one comedy show, they do throw paper balls at a certain teacher though. It was the one episode where this guy was walking past and he was like, oh, I'm interested in this job. But he quit because he didn't like the students because they were throwing paper balls at him. They didn't even learn nothing. That was like 18 days, I think. Or episodes. Look, I can't breathe. Look, the kid don't care. He's like, eh. Wow. Did he? He passed out, right? Uh-oh, never mind. Oh my goodness. Imagine Mr. Bean create a plan and be like, I passed out! Like, did he pass out? Like, Mr. Bean's just hiding, like, next to the door. And I'm surprised that kid ain't gonna, like, I'm pretty sure if he looked behind himself, he probably wouldn't notice. But, the prank. Let's talk about the prank. If you land on the floor, and then, they were like, he passed out! Would they even care or not? I'm pretty sure this guy will be, like, panicking and whatnot. Because you hate to see something like this, though. Because it's all the entire time. These kids are trying to be mean to Mr. Bean, the new teacher. Oh. Luckily, Mr. Bean had a suit today, because if he didn't... It's like having a normal day of jogging around in the streets, and then you see this guy, hey, you be a teacher because there's one teacher off. Like, come on! Luckily, in the real world, that don't even happen. Oh, the light. No. Wait, hold up. You know you're in there with the kid, Mr. Bean. You know you could just laugh and then close the door on him, you know? But man, it's one of those haunted house stories, where you enter a room and it just completely shuts, but you're completely trapped, but the other person walks away. Kind of reference that, you know? Yeah. Look at that kid. Kind of reminds me of that boy from the... Oh! Wait, what? No, Mr. Bean. I think he's just doing it to get himself fired, because basically, you made a big paper plane, attach it to a kid, and that one teacher's gonna have a look at it, right? And then by the end, he's probably gonna be like, please remove your car. Okay, and you're fired. Jeez, why did they not think about that in the first place? Like, not a paper plane situation, like, Mr. Bean could do something to the kids.
No, I still can't hear.
Mr. Bean, clear your earwaxes, right? Ew.
Okay.
Wait, what?
You all have a lot to learn.
Oh, we're actually learning then.
503.
Wait, what actually happened? Who has... This is GCSE Science. 2509... No, 03 and ACL. That is basically GCSE Science. It depends... How did Mr. Bean know all that? I'd probably not be good at science, but he actually knew. But who knows how old... Well, like, what year are these kids in? Also, look at all this paper in the bin, by the way. But yeah, I can't believe we cut out to the scene. What even happened to that kid? Did they throw him out? Oh, goodness. All you have to do is say sorry and you let him free, though.
Let's do it.
Okay, make an experiment, though. That'd be great. What's with the milk?
I just have some milk.
You know if you waste your milk, you have to go back to the shop again. Then it will take you another 38 years. Oh, you love that meme. You love that joke. But, yeah, you want a normal day of tea and you're like, I ran out of milk. I'm pretty sure when you go back to the shop, you run out of milk. But, yeah, what's with the milk then? Would it actually work? Not the filter funnel. Has anybody made salt? Wait, it's to make ice cream. Oh my goodness, why can't science do that? What I've learned from a long time ago, we can make salt. All you gotta do is just mix in acid, alkali, and universal indicator. Mix it all together. Burn it with Bunsen burner, and that's how you make salt. And you do the same thing with crystals, but a bit differently, you know. But I would love, in a science lesson one day, even though I don't go to school anymore, if I go back to college in the future, I would love if you could learn how to make ice cream. That would be so cool.
Wow.
I know, right? Amazing. But it depends. Primary schools, they wouldn't do that.
Any questions?
But who has a secondary school these days that do make ice cream and then it may be delicious? But I'm surprised the ice cream not purple though. Freedom! I'm pretty sure in that school it's like suffering air because when kids are very sick of school, they're like, I can't breathe. I need to go outside. But this guy will start running because he's not teaching no more. He'll love that. No, oh, new teacher. It. Wait. Wow, he really made a mistake right there. Just because he parked outside, you don't even ask, are you the new teacher? Instead of that, you just shoved him in there. But also, why does this remind me of Frankenstein a little bit? Yeah, one single one. No, he reminds me of... Why does he remind me of Onion's dad from Apple and Onion? Oh, jeez.
Then who is...
A random car, though. He didn't even get a school ticket. Now it's time for you to shove him out. I really love how he just... It's either they're going to kick Mr. Bean out or kick this guy out. And this guy's got a lot of big frown on his face like, I'm supposed to be the new teacher. But I don't know why you're so shocked. These kids are actually learning. Not even throwing paper planes at Mr. Bean. They're just actually learning. I think they're learning about paper airplanes. This is basically science over here. Props to them, really. But wow. Did the desk get even shorter? I need to know. Oh, you're about to get fired, dude. Shove him out with a big pair. You know what I'm talking about. You actually made them learn! Never mind, you can leave. Mr. Bean, you can stay. What? But by the end of the episode, we're supposed to be doing something new. I'm pretty sure if they're like, Mr. Bean, you get a job, and next episode is all back to normal, am I right? But yeah. Imagine they used a big paper airplane to shove Mr. Bean out right there. There's something called stairs. Jeez.
Class, this is your new teacher.
Oh my god, he's way better. Not about time. Wow. He just left feeling all jolly happy right there with the jolly music in the background. This is your new teacher. Alright, bye. That was weird. But he still paid for that milk and he has to go home again. But wow, what a nonsense though. Oh. No, what? 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 Oh my god! I was basically gonna say that Mr. Bean, they could shut Mr. Bean out, but they shot the guy out with a big paper airplane. Did they dislike him? And then the guy's gonna be like, hold up! We need you to be the new teacher again! You never know. But dang, is he having all the time he wanted? But please, it's always anime. I was gonna reference anime again. Never mind. He's leaving, and that guy's gonna shout.
Mr. Bean.
Yeah?
Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean, come back. Please.
Never mind. Run him over. Run him over. We don't care.
It's tea time.
Yeah, based. It's tea time, and he runs him over. By the way, they often tend to be like being a class teacher because this guy's gone. These students are mean. I'm pretty sure they prefer Mr. Bean over Frankenstein, am I right? But this was a crazy episode. Another episode, Mr. Bean has a normal day but ends up in chaos. Because we had that Scout Bean last episode, a few episodes ago, I mean. And I can't really think of any other episodes, but that's all I can remember. Another episode, a lot of episodes based on Mr. Bean having a normal day but it ends up in chaos. He just wanted some tea, but he ran out of milk. That's it. You could have that one drop of milk and the tea's like basically all over. That took him the entire day. That's something to make your day with. He wanted that tea in the morning, but I'm pretty sure there's people out there who has tea in the morning but not afternoons. So Mr. Bean can have tea anytime he wants, and that's basically his schedule. But you see what I'm talking about, because based on an episode, there was an ATM machine and a cake shop right across from it. This episode, there's a grocery shop with a school right next to it. What kind of a school has a shop right next to it, you know? Although there is a barber right next to a shop around the London area, I think. So that's all I can pretty much remember. But there was basically no parking. I'm surprised the police officer didn't get involved. This guy was like, right, you park outside the school. You're the teacher. It does happen, but he didn't even let the government know. But Mr. Bean didn't even man up. He didn't get to pay. How is he gonna pay? How do you get to the government? That is just crazy. But by the end of the episode, the teacher actually came. This guy made a very huge mistake. He just randomly left and be like, this is your new teacher. Mr. Bean's like, okay, bye. But in the end of the episode, they really just shoved him out right there with a big paper airplane. Like, that is just crazy to think about it, you know. But hold on, Mr. Bean was trying to teach. He knew science that well, you know. But most of the kids were throwing paper balls at him. But by the end, they were actually learning. They were knocking desk over. Mr. Bean got trapped. Mr. Bean was about to throw that kid out the window just because, I don't know what reason. I think maybe because of that stink bomb. But oh, that is just useless right there. So we've gone from science, making ice cream. I want to do that in science one day. Make your own ice cream. How can you do that? Oh, just go to an ice cream factory and make your own ice cream. That'd be cool. We might have an ice cream episode, I never know. But we'll find out though. But it's rather cool though. Who has a secondary school that makes ice cream from science? Science isn't real! But all in all, it's a great episode. I loved it. If you enjoyed this reaction, give this video a like and subscribe. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and I'll catch you